Well, actually, it was to encourage people to walk. We asked ourselves why would someone walk rather than take a car for a short journey? And someone said, well, you know, pleasant gardens would be a thing that would encourage that. Well, we started by thinking, you know, what are other people doing? And we sort of did a bit of research, and we found that most of the other people that did this sort of thing were getting neighbours to nominate good gardens. So that's how we started, and it didn't work. So very sort of late in the day, we improvised, and I can remember designing a poster and running it off on the photocopier at Southall Centre, and just giving them out in the locality around the Southall Centre. And we were really surprised that people actually stuck them up in the window, and we knew we were onto a winner. So the following year we actually got an artist to do a proper design, and it's gone on from then.
Blooming Bedminster and BS3 community share a passion for making our streets brighter, smarter places for everyone to enjoy.
I love the Good Garden Awards because it's very all-inclusive. I don't like to think of it as a competition. I like to think of it as a thank you for making an effort with your front garden, however big or small, because not everyone's able to make a big effort. Some people might have mobility issues, some people don't have a lot of money to splash around on their garden, but anything they can do just to make an effort, and you can just get that little poster in your front window.
I think the Good Garden Awards is brilliant because it makes people take pride in their front garden. It stops them making their front garden into car parking spaces, or at least puts them off making them into car parking spaces. And it's good for the environment, it means you look after them, you talk to your neighbours when you're doing them up. I think it's lovely, I think it's brilliant.
I think it's a lovely idea. It was a lovely surprise to me, and it was my mum actually who sorted out our front garden, and she put a lot of hard work in. And then sometime later I found this certificate in our porch, and I was like, wow, Mom, look at this. So she loved it, and now it's in Poland. I gave it to her because it was her work. But yes, she was over the moon, I was over the moon, and I think it's fantastic.
Well, we think they're pretty pleased to get them. One, obviously, because they stick them in the window. It's a sort of thank you for doing the garden, really. But also, we get the occasional complaint if someone doesn't get one. And that's always a good sign, because it means that they really want one.
I have a friend who lives on the Chessels, and she literally waits every year on tenterhooks waiting for her poster. And there was one year in particular where I think her streets was one of the last ones to be judged. And she was getting quite panicky. She's thinking, I know it's pathetic, she said, but I haven't had my poster. I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't get my poster. I've made such an effort. And I know how she feels, and I feel very proud of my poster. And it's just that little badge of saying thank you every year. It's really nice.
You feel terribly, terribly important, and I certainly do. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel like I'm an upstanding citizen. No, but it's really nice. It's really nice. It's just a kind of, it's just a pleasant thing. It encourages you to keep going and not make your front garden into a car parking space.
Well, at first I thought it was another advert for pizza, but then I had a look, and I was like, oh wow, you know, what a lovely idea, what a lovely initiative, and you know, people putting in effort and time to appreciate other people's front gardens. It's lovely.
I think people really look forward to the Front Garden Awards. I know that people can get quite competitive, and they look forward to getting out their gardening gloves and sprucing up their window boxes or their balconies. And I know that everyone covets the lovely poster you get as your reward for making a big difference to the local community.
Well, I think probably the other best thing about it is it's so cheap in terms of community outcome against cost. It's the only cost really is the printing. So it doesn't cost huge quantities of money, but its impact has become increasingly large. I think we started off with just the streets around Southwell Centre, and then gradually it's expanded. So it's now really right across BS3.
I think it makes a real difference, because for those people who do make an effort, it's a real little badge of honour to go, thank you very much. And it also makes other people go, oh, what have they got in their window? Oh, what do they do to get that then? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, and they look round at their garden, they think, yeah, I've never thought about the front bit of the garden actually. And it makes some people think, actually, I could step up, I could do a little bit here.
I think it does encourage people to walk, so that's a good thing. But also, of course, it's a way in which people come together, people talk to each other. There are usually about 30 odd volunteers, for example, that go round, and I've been one of those, and you talk to people as you go around, and so it builds that sort of awareness. And it's probably quite good for wildlife as well. You know, as people make their front gardens more full of nice flowers and things, it's good if you're a butterfly or a bee.
Well, I think it's just great. I think it just encourages people to make their houses look nice and encourage horticulture generally. Green up spaces, dull roads become less dull, and it encourages obviously wildlife and insects, and it just makes the place prettier, doesn't it?
But it definitely made me to do some gardening. So I'm keeping up my mom's lovely work, and I've done some weeding, which I'm not very fond of, but yes, I would say it does make a difference to a lot of people, I think.